Hi, it's August the 5th, 2025. Welcome to the Kubescape community meeting. Let me share my screen. Okay. So, Oshrat, you can start with if you want.
Okay. So the CSCF PR team, I actually filled out a form and asked for the PR support because why not? And what we can write a blog post with an announcement. So, and the due date for the blog post is September 2nd, but the announcement needs to be November. So if there's
Okay.
something that we're working on that's interesting, new, game-changing, we should be thinking about writing something in the next few weeks and proposing it to the team because it might give us a little more visibility, and if it's free and we can make it, then why not?
Of course.
I just don't know what big things we're working on now that are really interesting for in Kubescape. So we need to think about
Yeah.
what we want to push. I sent the email to Ben and Jonathan as well, just to ensure that maybe they have an idea. But what we need is an idea and to get it written.
Yep. Okay.
And
Okay.
I'll probably be available to help with that, not only filling out the form, but the actual writing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's decide for the big things. I don't know. I was like super busy with this refactoring that I'm just gonna touch a little bit, but coming to Kubescape, big things. I don't know. let's discuss. I was the only one connected in the Kubescape forum yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to think about that. I don't know, maybe maybe a user story, maybe new functionality. Um, I don't know how
Yes.
far we're going with we went with the detection part of the runtime detection, and where Kubescape itself is headed with that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if some of the things that you're doing can impact in terms of I don't know, performance, ease of use, things that we need to think about, value, and then we can
Mhm.
kind of work back from there.
Well, we can also maybe use the bill of behavior or something like this. If we implement the missing bits in the meantime, we can say that we are like fully compatible with this new IDA and stuff. And I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
idea.
also yeah.
And I'll
Yeah.
get to work with Constance a little bit because I know that it's your baby and you're working on that a lot. You're talking about it a lot, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, so we so I wanted to use Kubescape as the default implementation I have done, and I saw actually that you were re-implementing a lot, and this is why I started updating my Kubescape and just wait until I see what's happening and how is it new when the refactoring is complete. And yeah, so I already have a bit of, well, I'll have a keynote coming in Denmark about, and I think a total of 5 talks about the bill of behavior, and Kubescape's always featured. So it's not, I always say, it's vendor neutral, of course, as a standard, but it is by far the easiest to do it with Kubescape. So happy to contribute there. And maybe I'll put in the Slack now, sorry, not in the Slack, in the chat here in Zoom, you should see maybe a link. So this is just one of these things that I'm preparing. Yeah, so you see these courses, it's like instruct, if you go on the like watching applications behave, the first part in the it's public. So that one, yeah, this is Pixie actually. So I'm covering a lot of different eBPF functionalities. And so the Pixie part I've now finished. And now the Kubescape part is the second one, because I want to have a big overview for people to see what you can actually do with eBPF, not how eBPF works, but what people actually get out of it, how it's different. And yeah, so the Kubescape part is empty.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah,
And
I'm
so I
gonna
wanted to
just
know if you could, you know, look it over, because sometimes it gets stuck on the configuration of Kubescape because you have like more than one feature, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, but definitely.
And yeah, the bill of behavior, I'm actually starting right now. I got a lot of good feedback to test it on different cloud stacks. On I don't want to say vendor names because it's a recorded call. But yeah, I will be working very closely on this. So if you want me to test something from the refactoring when it comes to Node Agent, just assign me the GitHub thingy.
Yeah, we could. So as I'm gonna announce, like in the next like item. So the refactoring is finished. I released the new Helm chart like yesterday late, the 129. So it should not change much on the user perspective, because we are keeping application profiles. They should be generated the same. They should contain the same, hopefully, the same content. It's just the way we build them that is different. But now what I wanted to tell you for your bill of behavior stuff, now I will have more time to actually make some modifications in the node agents, like being able to specify a workload in the application profile annotations, or in the we just need to agree on something, and then node agent would detect this and not do the learning part, but just do the detection part based on the application profile that you do, so that you don't have to reverse engineer the name. You don't have to reverse nothing. You just tell this application profile is for this workload. So if we have a match, then we use it, and that's it.
That would be so amazing, because I think 90% of my work on the bill of behavior was actually to get Kubescape to not overwrite the profile.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. I know. It just I wasn't available to do this, but now for sure I'm gonna work on this.
So if we go back, can we kind of maybe for in 2 weeks, what is 2 weeks from now relative to 2nd of September?
Yeah.
That's the 19th. We'll have time.
Yeah.
So when we speak again on the 19th, can we maybe think about having as an action item, having maybe some bullet points to put together a blog post about bill of behavior and where Kubescape plays, and even what we fixed, even kind of what was broken, what we fixed, and things like that, because that's it's not newsworthy really, but I think people care because
yes, be it for the BOB blog post. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we can also possibly talk about, because there are, you know, this transferability is very important. And basically, if you take one Kubernetes and you transfer it to another, and there are tiny mismatches. And I think I have an analysis for it, but maybe we can also cover this one from a wider view, like having your input, Matthias, on just technically what you think, and or if the tests are correct, for example.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, how
you know,
to
how
transpose.
Corey plays into this, and all of these.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you mentioned also different architecture.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot of ARM to test on, you know, but yes, the architecture is different. But even for the same architectures, most people, we don't expect many, but I think we should. Well, I'm happy to prepare in the next weeks a structured argument to make what is different if you go from different kernels, and what are actually the hard dependencies where we expect changes. And
yes.
There was one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And what also we can put in the blog post is a question I always get is, what is this, you know, Inspector Gadget or this profile? How is this different from SE Linux or AppArmor? Because People so I like this, that people ask the question, because that means they understand the point really well, actually, because it's a sandboxing in a way. But I think it's good to make it very clear to the readers how the Linux security modules are just a totally different beast, and how we had so much more flexibility with eBPF.
Oh, eBPF, you mean?
Or,
Yes.
well, how exactly we make the point, we can choose, or how the application profile is different from an AppArmor profile.
Yeah.
But this is the kind of questioning I always get, and I think it will help people distinguish that they're both valid things. You can even combine them, but and DECOM, but there is a difference, and the flexibility is much wider. And this anomaly detection with the Kubernetes metadata in there, that is something that SE Linux, to my knowledge, cannot do. And also this, people were really impressed by how this anomaly detection works out of the box, so I think we can highlight that as, this is also why I love Kubescape so much.
Okay. Okay. Good. So good. Good. I'm super excited by your labs.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. Okay. And anything else on the blog post or on the labs? Oshrat?
Nope.
I will be presenting them in KCD Sofia, which is September 18th. So that's when the new batch will be, published, basically. But I can handle that, just for your information.
Okay.
So you will get publicity for this. You're not doing this, well, hopefully.
Yeah. No. Of course, but let's make it like official and give you a lot of help. I'm sure Ben and Rotem will agree that I spend time with you. No problem. And if they don't, I can still spend my free time on it.
I think Ben was supportive. I think he was just small.
Yes. Yeah. Good. Well, I was expecting Ben to join and say hi from Black Hat, but okay. Kubescape team is in Las Vegas, so I wish they have a good show there. Okay, next item is on me. I released the new 129 chart. So should be the same. We did a lot of regression testing, so it shouldn't change much. The only difference is that now application profiles and network neighborhoods are generated on a time series.
I saw that.
Yeah.
What does that mean? That the changes are incremental?
Yes. Yes. So before we used to have like one application profile or one network neighborhood, and node agents would like send patches to them as they learned the containers. So it put a lot of stress and time constraints on the storage itself, because as soon as one node agent was like sending a patch, we had 30 seconds to acquire the lock on the object, to apply the patch, save everything, and return. and this time constraint was like putting a lot of stress on the and useless stress on the storage. So now we do differently, is like for every learning interval, we generate what we call a new object, but which is transparent to the user, that we call a time series container profile, which is the same as the combination of an application profile and the network neighborhood in one object, but per container. And so the node agent will like generate one of these objects every 10 minutes for every container and send them to the storage. And then once this is saved, because the save is like immediate, we just like dump in on the disk and accept. And then the storage has enough time to do the aggregation of those. So then we aggregate them on a slower manner to make sure we don't have too much objects in memory, so that and we don't also consume all the CPU by doing things in parallel. And we can like aggregate those and generate, as before, the application profiles and the network neighborhoods. So it's just going to be much more scalable. So before we were struggling on clusters with like hundreds of nodes, or even smaller ones, we could have issues. And now it's absolutely no problem. I really hope I can find some customers with like 1,000 nodes clusters so that we can see it working, but I'm quite confident. So
That would be a funny post on social media. It's like seeking
yes.
1,000 node user.
Yes. I
Excuse
do
me, I
have
have
a
to let the
friend.
dog out. She's
Yeah, I do have a friend who has like a production cluster of 1,000 nodes, but let's see if I can convince him to install.
And from a forensic perspective, can you also use the incremental time slices to do an investigation?
No, because not today, because I'm as soon as I consume them, I'm deleting them. But yeah, maybe why not? We could also have an option to keep them if it could help you. I didn't think about it.
I think it could be a feature. That was actually the one I sort of mentioned to you in London, but I know it
Yes.
was confused and all over the place. But that I mean, how big are those? I expect these storage items to be rather small, right? So it should not consume a lot of database if there was a time series database somewhere.
No, they are not stored in a database. Actually,
And it's
they
a
are
deal.
stored. They are stored on disk. Yeah. So the thing is, they could have a lot of duplicates.
Yeah.
Because we no longer keep in the node agent like the list of everything that we sent. I think we keep only. I'm not even sure. No, I think Amit has like we remember what was the content of the previous one, so we don't send like all the things over and over again. But it's definitely less than before. So you could have duplicates in those time series, but it's okay. Yeah, we could add an option to keep them if you're interested.
Yes, I think that, and I mean, stuff like Prometheus, I think they have compaction, right? Where if it's a duplicate, it can, or it just has a deduplication function.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think for it could be a feature that people might even pay for. Just
Yeah.
maybe we can try to loop Zach from Giant Swarm into this to see if he can find us a testing ground.
Yes.
Try to talk to him. Although I don't really know how to explain this, but I'll send him your way.
Yeah.
Because if he's, I don't know, he keeps saying that he wants to start playing around with Kubescape, but he never gets around to it because he's doing other things.
I actually wanted to bring in someone from Reply because they keep on using Kubescape at customers. And I know they have large customers. I can ask So they are consultancy and they're using it for explaining to clients what's wrong with their clusters. I wanted to grab them anyway to have them report issues and whatnot to you. Maybe they can reach out
Add
to
themselves as adopters.
I know,
Yes.
I'm working on it. No, I will do this right after the meeting. I will reach out to them.
Okay. Okay, nice. So I put an action item for you and Oshrat.
Yes, you can.
Oops.
Does this work differently in node pools? Again, I know how to answer the question. I don't know if even if it's a smart question because I remember when I was leaving Giant Swarm, they were working hard on node pools.
Yeah, but I mean,
It doesn't matter.
no, it doesn't matter, no.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I had to move this down. Okay. Good. Then I had this in mind for a very long time. Open reports. I think I had this open for like more than a month. 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if you heard about this, if it's interesting or not. Not even sure that. Yeah, I don't know.
Is this for Kubescape or for Kubescape to use?
I don't know, but I saw that Falco was generating open reports, so maybe our Trivi also, so maybe that's something interesting for us.
Okay. So Falco produces it in Armada and Caverno.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't. We need
Kubernetes
to
policy
see.
working group. Vendor neutrality, community driven, scalability and performance. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's for Kubernetes compliance. So I think
It makes sense.
makes sense, and it should be like a way of exporting the Kubescape compliance reports.
Okay. Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Always good to get onto these things, especially with that list.
Yeah, definitely.
Caivano does it as well, right? I know one of them,
Yes.
and that maybe I can ask what this does. No promises, because I
Yeah. Why not?
Constance, if this doesn't work, maybe ping me on Slack or something, and I'll try to use my connections at Caverno and Narmada. I did them a big solid when I was on their uh, co-located event program team. Spent time reading CFPs.
With Caverno.
Caivano. And there's this new operational resilience tag, which is just super new. Maybe they know about it.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll ask some people. No promises.
Okay. Tag resilience and what?
I think it's called operational resilience.
Operational resilience. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Anything else before I move to triage, and then I can do the triage alone. You don't need to stay with me. No, Ushrat, you're good. Constance?
I'm super happy.
Okay. Bon,
And
feel
I
free
heard that,
to.
there was a big PR of moving the documentation, so now there's a lot of documentation in Kubescape. So this is actually a call to action. If
Yeah.
people are seeing documentation with broken links or things that don't make sense, please raise an issue so that we can fix it. Because some of the documentation may have broken in the migration or just been outdated because it was outdated. It was done with the help of Cursor, as far as I know. So,
So everything should be good.
so happy hunting.
Okay. Good. Okay. Good.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
And yeah, it was great seeing you both.
Yes. See you in 2 weeks. Let's work on the blog post.
Yes,
On the
that's
PR.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye,
All right.
Oshrat. Bye,
Thank
Constance. I
you.
stay for the triage, like 10 more minutes. See you.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay, triage. It's a feature, this one. No, it was there, I think. Okay, I accept this one. Oh. Let's see the pull requests. All right. That's it. See you in 2 weeks. Bye.